Hi guys, this is Cassie with The Life of a Lewis, better known as Mom. Today I'm going to walk you through our Good Morning Baskets. They are the tools and things that we let the kids play with first thing in the morning to get them ready for their day. This idea was mostly born from the idea that Zadok really doesn't want to stop doing school during the summer. And for a couple weeks I was kind of like, I don't know what to tell you. All of my lesson plans start in September. So I had to throw something together to keep him occupied, keep his brain working, and to keep him from going just a bit stir crazy during all this self-isolation. So I'm gonna walk you through what's in each basket for Zadok, who's 5, Lana, who's 4, and Uriah, who's 2. The baskets themselves came from Dollar Tree. I love Dollar Tree. You can never go wrong at Dollar Tree. It has everything you could possibly need, from baskets to Play-Doh to pencils. Go to Dollar Tree. So we're gonna start with Zadok's box. He's 5 years old. He knows his letters, colors, numbers. So the first thing that I put in here is Play-Doh, probably against my better judgment to let them play with Play-Doh before I'm fully awake and caffeinated. But it is 25-cent dough, so you know the 4-pack at Dollar Tree goes a long way. The second thing that I have in here are the shapes for him to play with. The math manipulatives that I have in each basket were given to me by a friend who's been homeschooling for over a decade, so she had a lot of stuff that her son just doesn't use anymore. You know, these shapes he can build pictures out of, he can just play with them. You know, there will be a shape he'll come across that he doesn't know and he'll be able to ask. So that's super fun for him there. The next thing that I have in his basket is his word family sliders. I got these for free off Make, Take, and Teach. It's a website that I found on Pinterest. Really the goal for this isn't so much that he gets everything right. It's more so that he's familiar with the content before we go through it together. So he'll slide these back and forth and make the noises and the sounds and do his best to figure out the words, but really if he doesn't get them on his own, there's no stress. This isn't about getting everything right. This is about being familiar with the content. Another fun free printable is the rhyming printable. So for this one, he uses a clothespin, which I called a paper clip earlier. And he finds the matching item to the word cap. So cap, map, pins the map. Okay, there's a ton of them in here. Again, it's less about him getting it right and more about him being familiar with the content when it comes time to teach it to him later. The last couple things in here, aside from the clothespins that he'll need to do his work and the pencil that he'll need for his worksheets, are his actual worksheets. This one here is just the alphabet A through Z, capital and lowercase. I just want him to trace them, get familiar with them. He can write them all, but just so that he's getting better with his handwriting. The next set of worksheets is just the numbers 11 through 20. He's done 1 through 10 already. And this is just tracing, figuring out the 10 scale, and then finding the appropriate number and coloring it in on the bottom half of the worksheet. Super simple and easy. He can do that one all by himself. He doesn't need anyone to help him with that. And then the very last thing, this is Avengers coloring book. They know where to find the crayons and the colored pencils, so I don't necessarily worry so much about providing those for them. They can get those on their own. So Lana, who is 4, is just one step behind Zadok as far as what she's learning right now. So we have some more math manipulatives. These are just squares. I know my shapes, I promise. These are just squares. They, again, are more for her to just play with, not so much anything else. No need to stress about her learning with these things right now, more so just getting familiar, again, with the material. She gets purple Play-Doh. She's the princess, she loves purple and pink. Her clip cards are probably my favorite just because of how simple they are. This is just the beginning sound printable clip card. So obviously butterfly starts with B, B, B. She would clip the B for the butterfly. Something she's definitely learning right now is the letter sounds, and she actually does a really good job. She surprised me a bit yesterday with the letter O, which I almost called 0 just now. So the next printable that I have here for her, the next clip card, is the 10 scale bust clip card. She'll count the numbers, the number of dots, and then clip the appropriate number over to the right. So in addition to those things, obviously I have her clothespins and a pencil for her also. And then this one is actually something that she'll definitely need a bit of help with, but it's also something that I think is really fun. This printable is just, oh, there we go, finding the item and then matching it up with its beginning sound. So a zebra starts with Z, it says a zebra. She would just match the Z to the zebra. I love this printable so much. I think it's so much fun. She doesn't quite feel that way yet, but we'll get her soon. She also has 2 coloring books, mostly because she pulls the pages out after she's colored them, so there's not much left of this one. She has the exact same worksheets as Zadok, the 11 through 20 and the A through Z. Those are the 2 things that she does work on at the same pace as Zadok. It's just the worksheets. So now for our 2-year-old, who is significantly harder to entertain without adult supervision, I have, yet again, more Play-Doh. And then for this math manipulative, I just have the teddy bears. They're so much fun for him to just play with. Okay, so he's just gonna probably set them up and knock them over, make them fight each other, what have you. But again, it is more important that he just gets familiar with it than it is that he learns anything with them right now. The next thing that I put in his morning basket is the alphabet. This he just goes through and plays with. No stress about it. He can see that snake probably starts with S, right? So it'll give him the opportunity to associate the letter with the name of the item on the card, even if he's not necessarily repeating the letter itself. Over time, it'll just come naturally because he will have seen it so many times. I also want him familiar with his numbers. I also want him familiar with his numbers. So I have lots of number cards in here for him to play with, for him to set up. And if I know my older kids at all, they're going to jump in and help him, which means that they're going to take his game from him and show him how it works. He gets his coloring book as well. He loves to color. So the big kids will find him his coloring pencils and crayons and help him with that. He also has some worksheets in here, just again to familiarize himself with letters. Not necessarily for learning, more for coloring, but this just gives him an opportunity to see the letters another way. So not so much on the flashcard, but on a coloring sheet that he can work with himself. This last one is his absolute favorite. I got it from topschooling.net. It is color sorting. So it has 9 different colors here, and then in the bag, there are different tiles of different items that correspond with those colors. Whoop. So green frog, purple eggplant, pink pig, and he sorts those out himself. He's actually gotten really good at this game. So that's all I have for their morning baskets. These give me a great opportunity to say, go get your basket so that I have 10 to 15 minutes, hopefully, by myself while they're distracted. It also lets them just play with something educational first thing in the morning so they're not drowning in their tablet or asking to watch a show first thing in the morning. And like I said, it gives me a second to get ready for my day. So that's all I have for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you have questions or comments, or you just want to say hi, feel free to leave a comment down below and like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks.